I want to talk with you today about a very specific kind of stuckness, the kind that feels very frustrating, very confusing, deeply personal, the kind where like you know that you're meant for more, and then you can feel it in every ounce of your being. Um, and you can see it in your mind, you can see it in your vision, you can like sense the impact that you're meant to have. But when it's time to actually move, something inside you slows down, tightens, freezes completely, or jams on the brakes. And I'm not just talking about sort of like, procrastination in the sense of, you're tired or whatever because you've had a busy week. I'm talking about sort of the stuckness that hits right before you are about to just like catapult into your next level and expand, right when you are on the cusp, right? That stuckness that shows up exactly at the time, that moment on your edge of your next level up. So it's the moment where you get a clear nudge to take that next step. You get the clear, maybe the clear download or whatever, and suddenly your mind gets very loud and it is going to try to throw every trick in the book at you. Um, your body might tense up, and then the action that you were super excited to take like 5 seconds ago now feels like completely impossible. It's like hitting this invisible wall, right? That just like, whoa. And what makes it even more frustrating is that you can't really put words into it. You can't really explain it, because you want to move forward. You want the outcome and the growth, on a conscious level, right? You know that those things would be very, very good for you, very great for your life, very abundant, or help make you, very abundant in so many ways. So why does it feel like something inside of you is just like jamming on the brakes? So the truth that I want to offer you today with this is a truth that most people don't actually ever hear or explore this too much. And it's that you're not stuck because you are lacking discipline, that you're unmotivated, or that you don't want it badly enough, because that's bullshit. It's not that you're necessarily even unclear about what your next step should be. It's that you are standing in an identity threshold, like a moment where the version of you that is emerging doesn't match the version of you that your system is used to being. So, this is the real root behind resistance. Or, you know what? I'm going to say it's one of the real roots behind resistance, because there's so many beautiful layers to unpack with resistance, when we think about energetics and things like that too. So I need you to know that this is not like a flawed thing about you, and it has nothing to do with your character. It's not a sign of weakness. It's not evidence that you're not ready. It's the exact opposite, actually, because resistance shows up when you are ready, when you're, almost too ready, when you are like on the edge of stepping into a bigger, next level identity that your unconscious mind doesn't have this like template for. And so this is why it feels so intense. You're not like just simply trying to, take an action. You are trying to become a new version of yourself. The version of you who steps into leadership with this higher level of confidence. The version of you who shows up fully. The version of you who honors her intuition, and the version of you who allows herself to be seen and chosen and heard. And that identity, the one that you are growing and evolving into, still feels wildly unfamiliar. Your current identity is based on the past, okay? On patterns and conditioning, survival strategies, old beliefs, moments where you felt unsupported or misunderstood. It's built on everything that you internalize long before you ever had a business or a purpose or a mission. So when you try to step forward into something bigger, even something that is completely aligned, it's completely in alignment with your soul path, soul pull, something soul led, something you deeply want, your system is going to interpret that newness as risk every single time. And so that is why your body kind of tightens up. Maybe your mind starts to spiral. You get very emotional. And you suddenly feel like you are shrinking or even reverting back to old ways or behaviors instead of actually expanding and moving forward. And so it's not a lack problem, it's just like a mismatch problem. And what I mean is like your vision belongs to your like higher self identity, your next level self identity, the one that again you're becoming. And your hesitation belongs to the old identity or even the current one that you're outgrowing. And those two identities almost like you could think of them as like colliding at the threshold. Sounds very dramatic, but that's what we're going with. That collision is what you are feeling. That collision, or sorry, that conflict is what creates the sort of push pull that you're feeling, that push pull experience that you're having. And for purpose driven entrepreneurs and leaders like yourself, for people like you who are here to make an impact, who have a calling, who know their work matters, this tension actually hits even harder for you because your growth isn't just about you. You know that it's about the people that you're meant to serve, your voice, your leadership, your purpose. So, of course, your system hesitates. Of course, your identity sort of grips that familiar. And of course, resistance shows up at the moment you reach for more because you're not just stepping into a bigger business or a bigger vision or whatever. You're stepping into a bigger you. And the moment that you reach for that expansion, all of your outdated identity patterns and programming and conditioning and whatnot flare up and they all bubble up to the surface because you're transforming. So these things are ready to be seen. You've been holding on for them for way too long, and they're ready to come up and out because you can't take them where you're going. So this is where so many leaders, healers, entrepreneurs, coaches, whatever, misinterpret what's happening. They feel the hesitation and then assume they're not ready or that they need to wait for whatever reason, or they need to, heal this first and get more experience first. Maybe they, let's get more testimonials first. Let's get that next certification first, or gotta fix something with their mindset, whatever it is. When you're on the edge of your next level, hesitation is not a sign to let up. It's a sign that you're exactly where your growth begins. So I want you to really consider this. What if resistance is actually an asset? Because it's giving you a message. What if your system is just saying, "Hey, we are expanding, and I'm gonna need a moment to catch up." What if it's not this like invisible wall that we think it is, but more like a doorway or a portal, I want to say. Because when you understand resistance at this level, at the identity level, the subconscious level, the energetic level, you stop trying to essentially like bully yourself into the next step. And you stop seeing yourself as being the problem. And instead, you recognize that what you're feeling is simply just the stretchiness between who you've been and who you're becoming. And when you take even just like the tiniest little step from the identity that you're growing into, even a single little action, your whole system begins to recalibrate. Your nervous system learns that expansion is safe because you didn't die. So it collects that evidence of like, okay, we can do this. We're not dead yet, so I guess this is fine. So your energy field learns that this new version of you is real as well. Your identity begins shifting from this isn't who I am into like this is who I'm becoming. And so this is really where things start to change. And if this is resonating, even if you feel even a little bit of like relief hearing this, if something inside of you has kind of like started letting up or like softening because it just makes sense in a way that nothing else has before, then I totally would love for you to go deeper with me. I just released a longer, more foundational class inside of my True to Soul community. So that breaks this down so much with so much clarity. So it's called Beyond Feeling Stuck, and it's one of the most important conversations that I've created around resistance and identity, self-image, and the exact sort of inner mechanics that have been shaping your results. So in that class, we go beyond what I've shared here a little bit. We get into sort of the emotional imprints that you've been carrying, the energetic side of things, and those emotional, we'll say flare ups or hot spots, triggers, whatever you want to call them, that kind of flare up when you expand. And the way that your self image is completely running the show behind the scenes, and how to step into the version of you who can hold the impact that you are meant to have. So, if what I've been saying today feels like truth in your mind, body, soul, etc., go watch the full class. I have linked that up here for you. This is when you get to stop just kind of dancing around your potential and start fully embracing it. So, sending you so much love, and until next time, have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.